Kia ora, namaste. My name's Dave Chain. Welcome to the YMCA Invercargill 21 Day of Intermittent Fasting Program. This is Seminar 2. As I mentioned in the introductory seminar, this program is free for all YMCA members and their loved ones during the COVID-19 lockdown. If you are a non-member of the YMCA and wish to do the program, please feel free to email me at dave@ymcasouth.org.nz. That's Dave, ymcasouth.org.nz. Again, during the seminar, I make no claim to cure, heal, prevent, or mitigate, diagnose any disease. This presentation is for educational purposes only. None of the information that I'm presenting here is mine. It comes from people like Dave Asprey, Dr. Jason Fong, Dr. Bruce Lipton, Dr. Zach Bush, Wim Hof, and many others. If you wish to debate this presentation, please feel free to contact me, dave@ymcasouth.org.nz. Again, none of this information is mine. Question everything and come to your own conclusions. This is your body and your life. This 21-day intermittent fasting program is part of a 5-part process. In the first part, we have the detox program, then rapid fat loss, the ketogenic option, and then intermittent fasting program, which is this one that we're doing now, and the corrective muscle imbalance program. The detox is typically done in conjunction with Lisa from Complete Wellness. It's about teaching people how to eat clean and reset their health. Rapid fat loss program is about teaching people to understand the importance of the quality of the food and then balance the hormonal responses to eating food. The ketogenic program teaches people how to use fat as fuel, and we're doing the intermittent fasting program now, so you'll get to know more about that. The corrective muscle imbalance program is about helping people identify and correct muscle imbalances, also restrictive movement patterns in joints and faulting movement patterns. These programs are designed to be done one after the other if you wish to do it that way. However, if you wish to do them separately and individually, you can also do that. If you want more information, please feel free to check out the YMCA Invercargill website, or you can email me, dave@ymcasouth.org.nz. So far you will have sent me an email, and then I will have emailed you the copy of the manual. Ideally you will have already watched the introductory seminar and seminar 1, and hopefully you will have already completed week 1, which was the 5 and 2. I'd be very keen to hear about your progress and how it all went for you. Please feel free to go to the YMCA Facebook page and jot down your notes on how it went, or you can send me an email directly, dave@ymcasouth.org.nz. Ideally you will have got your MCT oil. You can order this online, or you can go to Complete Wellness in Windsor and get that. You will have found a home-based exercise program at the YMCA Invercargill website. That's under News and Events, COVID-19 home exercise-based programs. Ideally, you will have found that your sleep has improved, and you may have found that you've lost a couple of kg. I'd be keen to hear about how your results are going. Please drop me a line if you have the opportunity to do so. So why would anyone want to fast? Well, according to Jason Fong, some of the major health benefits that are achieved through fasting is that we can live longer, we can have healthier lives, we can lower our cholesterol levels, we lower our triglycerides, we can have increased energy through the production of ketones, we can have an increase in growth hormone, so we can increase and maintain our muscle mass, we can achieve a decrease in both body weight and or body fat. It increases our insulin sensitivity, so we're less likely to get type 2 diabetes. It helps us with our cellular repair. It's cheaper than all other diets, and it's probably one of the cheapest health interventions that I've seen. It's easy to understand, has a high level of adherence, and it's really easy to do. So last week we did the 5 and 2, which is a caloric restriction, where you have 2 days of restricting your calories and 5 days of eating normal. The 2 days of restricting your calories was 500 for females and 600 for males, and then with the other days you could select from the recipes in the manual that I've emailed out, or you can eat as you normally would, or if you've done any of the other 21-day programs, you're welcome to pick any of the meals out of there. So this week we're going to do, in week 2, we're going to do the 18 and 6, which is a time-restricted eating program. And potentially you may choose to finish your meal at 7 p.m. and then fast from the end of that meal until 1 o'clock the following day, or variations thereof. I.e. you could finish your evening meal at 6 p.m. and fast until 12, or finish your evening meal at 8 p.m. And finish your fasting at 2 p.m. You could also do it the other way around, where you would finish your last meal at lunchtime and then not eat again until the early morning of the following day. Some of the benefits for this type of fasting is that it can help decrease inflammation, improve gut health, aids at a cellular detox level, and can also help us losing some body fat and body weight. Really important that you keep your hydration up during this type of fasting, especially if you're going to be implementing Bulletproof coffee, and by adding a pinch of Celtic sea salt or Himalayan rock salt or New Zealand organic sea salt to your water and or your coffee, then you can maintain your electrolyte balance. If you can taste the salt in either your water or your coffee, then you've added too much in. Tip it out and start again. Again, ideally you would have found the home-based exercise programs on the YMCA website, and again that's YMCA Invercargill, and then go to our news and events and COVID-19 lockdown home-based exercise program page. You'll get better results if you stay hydrated and if you exercise and if you eat clean. And remember, by eating clean I mean biodynamic organic where possible, and if that's not an option, then go ahead and eat the less processed food that you can. Just a reminder that feeling hungry on this program is normal. It's important that you learn to distinguish the difference between hunger in your head and hunger in your stomach. If you're feeling hungry in your stomach, then go ahead and drink some more water. And if you're feeling hungry in your head, try using the MCT oil and or Bulletproof coffee. If you are feeling both hungry in your head and in your tummy, that's not normal. Please stop the fast. Also stop the fast if you're feeling dizzy or you have low blood pressure or any hypoglycemic responses, and or if you feel sick or unwell. Now if you're doing the 18 and 6 as it's typically done, which is your last meal at night and then not eat anything until around lunch the next day, you may wish to start your day off in the morning with what's called a Bulletproof coffee. Bulletproof coffee is coffee with a bit of butter or ghee and or some MCT oil and a pinch of Himalayan rock salt or Celtic sea salt in there to help balance out the electrolytes. A purist for fasting would tell you that this is cheating. However, Dave Asprey would tell you from his findings that the benefits that you achieve from intermittent fasting with having a Bulletproof coffee are almost exactly the same as you would have without having the coffee. In the manual you'll also find a recipe for a cert juice. I recommend that you have the cert juice 20 minutes before your first meal of the day, and only do the cert juice 3 to 4 times a week. It provides a hormetic response to your body, and we don't want to turn that hormetic stress response to your body into just pure stress. So 3 to 4 times a week is heaps. With both of these drinks, the Bulletproof coffee and the cert juice, you should notice an increase in cognitive function and your ability to focus. Because your body hasn't eaten for up to 18 hours, it's really important to kickstart your digestive processes again by having either a glass of water 20 to 30 minutes before eating your meal, or you could just have your cert juice. This will start to stimulate your digestive acid in your stomach, but please decrease the amount of fluid that you're having with your meal so that you don't dilute your hydrochloric acid in your stomach. You can also get some extra gains from your training if you're able to train just before you have either your cert juice or before you have your first meal. Coffee. Some people love coffee. I enjoy coffee. I enjoy the cognitive stimulus that it gives for me. Some people enjoy coffee but can't handle it. And I think it's really important that we acknowledge that there are some studies out there that say coffee is good for us, and there are some studies out there that say coffee is bad for us. I think in reading those studies, it's important to understand that we are all biochemically very individual, and so what's good for me is not necessarily good for you. However, some general guidelines for taking coffee. If you find that you're reactive to coffee, i.e. you get the jitters or you get the shakes, or it just changes your ability to focus at a negative level, then you may want to consider that the coffee that you're drinking might not be very good quality coffee and it has mycotoxins in it. Mycotoxins disrupt your ability to produce energy in the cells, and they have a negative effect on your microbiome, particularly in your gut health. You also may want to consider the strength of your coffee, i.e. decreasing the strength if you have negative responses to coffee, and you may also like to change the way you have your coffee to something more like Bulletproof coffee, which is the use of coffee blended with butter or ghee, a pinch of Celtic sea salt or Himalayan rock salt, and or some MCT oil. There is a recipe in your manual for the Bulletproof coffee, and it's just really important that you blend that in either a bullet or using a whiz stick or something like a Ninja to make sure that you get the best effects from the coffee. If you've tried adding the fat and or protein into your coffee and you still get the jitters and the shakes, you may like to change the brand of coffee that you're using. I've tried Jed's and Oomph and Fair Trade organic coffee, and both of those seem to be alright in my system. Some of the instant coffees that you can buy on the supermarket shelves have a negative impact on me. So they're just some of the things you may want to play around with your coffee. Essentially what you're looking for is something that's South American in its origin, is grown at altitude, and that it's wet washed. With respect to your MCT oil, you want a medium. MCT stands for medium chain triglyceride. Ideally, you'll have one that's higher in what we call C8, which delivers a higher level of ketones. The best one that I've found on the market is the Bulletproof one, but it's reasonably expensive, so we use the Melrose one at the YMCA, and for me it does a very similar job. It's also about half the price. Some of the benefits of Bulletproof coffee is it can help increase both your physical and mental energy. Also helps promote hormesis and promotes autophagy. Bulletproof coffee can also help get you into a state of mild ketosis, and this is really important if you're trying to get into some level of adapted fat burning. Coffee can also help suppress ghrelin. Ghrelin's a hunger hormone. Peaks around 8 p.m. at night and is at its lowest during the morning, which is one of the reasons why 18 and 6 is best done with your last meal being at night, starting your fast after that, and then having your first meal of the day at around lunchtime the following day. Coffee also helps to promote the excretion of CCK or cholecystokinin. This helps to slow down the emptying of our intestines so we feel fuller for longer. Coffee also promotes fat burning in the body and can increase our metabolism by up to 20%. If you want to get even better results on the 18 and 6, you can try doing the 5 and 2 and the 18 and 6 together. That is that you would just have one meal for the day, so you would fast from tonight and not eat again until dinner the next day. But for dinner the next day, you would only have 500 calories if you're a female and 600 calories if you're a male, and you can find a menu and recipes in your manual for that. The other ways that you can do that is by having your 5 and 2 on 2 days during the week. Those 2 days should not be together, they should be intermittent. And the other days of the week where you're doing your 5 days of normal eating, you can still practice your 18 and 6. Either of those combinations will get you better results than doing just doing the 5 and 2 by itself or the 18 and 6 by itself. Just a reminder of some of the benefits of fasting is it'll help you lower your body weight, that will help you lower your BMI, that will help you lower your body fat mass, and it'll also help lower your waist circumference. What it won't do is it won't take away your muscle mass, and as we talked about before in the first of the health and wellness seminars, it's really important that you maintain your muscle mass and or build your muscle mass so that you can increase your basal metabolic rate. And your basal metabolic rate is the rate at which your body burns through calories at rest. One of the biggest reasons that I think people take up intermittent fasting is because of their ability to start burning body fat and burn it really quickly. In this slide here, you can see how fast our burning of carbohydrates as a source of fuel for our body starts to drop off. We can also see that the amount of protein that we're burning as fuel starts to drop off very quickly, although it plateaus very quickly, so that we're not gives us an indication that we're not burning much needed muscle mass. But you can also see how quickly the burning of fat starts to increase, and we can maximize this by increasing our coffee intake, which increases our metabolism, and it also increases our ability to release free fatty mass stores so that we can better use more of our body fat as fuel. In the first seminar, we talked about the insulin trap and the importance of keeping insulin levels in our bloodstream down. And you can see that when we're doing the 16-hour fast here, blood sugar levels and corresponding insulin levels go up around lunchtime and dinner. But in the absence of breakfast, we can start burning fat about an hour or two after eating dinner, and then right up until we have lunch the following day. This next slide is supposed to be representative of the holiday season, and you can see that pre-holiday we put a little bit of weight on. While we're on holiday, we put a lot of weight on, and then post-holiday we all tend to do some sort of exercise or follow some sort of dietary regime to help take some of that weight off. Inevitably, though, the total amount of weight that we put on goes up. Ignoring the pre-holiday, we could replace the bottom headings with pre-COVID lockdown, COVID lockdown, and then post-COVID lockdown, and I'm sure many of us would find the same results. If you're doing this 21-day intermittent fasting program, you're a long way there to reversing some of these results. If you're having any issues with the program or getting the results that you're after, please feel free to give me an email, dave@ymcasouth.org.nz. Happy to answer any questions that you've got. So on week 2 of the intermittent fasting program, the 18 and 6, if you're feeling hungry, that's normal and that's okay. If you're feeling fatigued, grumpy and irritable, take some MCT oil, or if it's before 2 p.m. you could have some MCT oil with your Bulletproof coffee. Some cautions: this next list is not normal. Dizziness, low blood pressure, hypoglycemic responses, or if you're feeling sick or unwell. If any of these are happening while you're on the 18 and 6 or any part of the 21-day intermittent fasting program, please stop the fast immediately. It's also important that you maintain some level of exercise, and again, you can find home-based exercise programs on the YMCA Invercargill website. Just go to the news and events and then the COVID-19 home-based exercise programs. Make sure that you're drinking lots of water, and ensure that your water has some level of Celtic sea salt or Himalayan rock salt or New Zealand organic sea salt. If you can taste the salt in your water, you've got too much. This will help balance out your electrolytes and keep your body hydrated. While you're on the 18 and 6, it's a really good time to start to replenish the good bacteria in your gut. So you can use fermented foods to do that, or you can use probiotics. If you're going to use probiotics, I also recommend that you use prebiotic. If you have any questions around the availability of those, feel free to send me an email. Just wanted to re-emphasize the importance of eating clean while you're on the fasting program. The most important 2 meals of your day is the last meal that you eat and the first meal that you eat. Those will dictate what food your gut microbiome gets, and if you can eat spray-free, that's really good. If you can eat free range, that's really good. And if you can eat free range and organic, then that's even better. Essentially what you want is a nutrient-dense based diet, and you can get that by having lots of colour and texture and variety on your plate. We've all heard the expression, you are what you eat, but you are also when you eat, and you are also what you can absorb out of the food of what you're eating. And in order to maximize that absorption, it's really important that your nervous system is in the rest and digest, or the parasympathetic dominance, and you can place yourself there by sitting down to eat your food, making sure that you're not reading or watching any TV or using your tablet or your phone, ensuring that you take 4 to 5 diaphragmatic breaths, and that you are chewing your food to mush, that you're not drinking too much liquid during your meal. That'll now enable your stomach acid to do its job. And if you're 40 plus, then you may want to consider taking some digestive enzymes to help digest that food, and or some hydrochloric acid to help your stomach acid process that food. Again, really important that you stay hydrated. If you can drink your water from a glass bottle, and that's better than plastic. And if you can add a pinch of organic New Zealand sea salt or Himalayan rock salt or Celtic sea salt to your water, that'll help you with your hydration and your electrolyte balance. Again, if you can taste the salt in your water or your coffee, then you've got too much. Water is also really handy for lubricating the joints, increasing the height of your spine by hydrating your discs, lowering blood pressure, and helping out with bowel movements. Outside of the lockdown, we'll supply MCT oil to those doing the program and our members in general whenever they want it. MCT oil at wholesale price of $27. However, during the lockdown, we're obviously unable to do that, but you can purchase it online, or you can go down to Complete Wellness in Windsor and make your purchases there. That concludes the second seminar, Health and Wellness seminar of the 21-day intermittent fasting program. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email me, dave@ymcasouth.org.nz. We at the YMCA hope that you're enjoying this program, that you're getting some good results out of it. Just a reminder that this program is free during the lockdown for all our members and their loved ones. And if you're not a member or a loved one of those who are members and you would like to do the program, please feel free to email me, dave@ymcasouth.org.nz, and I'll be happy to sort out a way for you to be able to do the program. Thank you. Look forward to catching you at the third seminar. Take care.